I'll be calling this meeting to order of the Buena Vista Township regular meeting, December 23rd, 2019. Roll call.
Mr. Martinelli?
Here.
Mr. Turner?
Here.
Mr. Williams?
Here.
Mayor Kelly?
On January 8th, 2019, notice of this meeting was mailed to the Daily Journal and the press and duly posted in the main lobby of the municipal complex. All requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been met in compliance with the Sunshine Law. We will now salute the flag and remain standing afterwards, please. Dave, you want to?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I would like to have a moment of silence for Mayor Chuck Chiarello, who has recently passed. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Lisa, approval of the minutes.
Thank you, Mayor. I have 5 sets of minutes submitted for approval this evening. The caucus meeting, November 25th, 2019. The regular meeting, November 25th, 2019. The executive meeting of November 25th, 2019. The caucus meeting, December 9th, 2019. And the regular meeting, December 9th, 2019. All members were present.
Motion to approve the minutes as read into the record. Second.
Okay, let's have a roll call. Vote?
Martinelli?
Yes.
Turner?
yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Item 5, representing the New Jersey State Police Troop A here in Buena Vista Township, Trooper John Fallon will join us at the mic for trooper updates.
Good evening. My name is Trooper John Fallon out of the Buena Vista Station. This past month, the Buena Vista Station had 36 investigations, 406 calls for service, 301 motor vehicle stops, and 15 accidents. Some areas of concern: there were cars broken into last week in the East Violence section near Latona Golf Course. Some were not reported by victims to us, but it has been confirmed that vehicles were rummaged through in the areas of Chestnut, Oak, Landis, and Post Road. This past Sunday, the morning of December 22nd, homeowners reported their vehicles being broken into. Windows were broken, not just cars left unlocked. Please be aware of your surroundings and report any suspicious activity to the Buena Vista Station. Thank you. Any questions?
Anyone have questions from the board? No?
Thank you.
Thank you for your report.
Thank you. The Director of the King Community Center, Quentin McClendon.
Good evening, Mayor, Committee, and all the guests. I have a brief report. I wasn't here last month, but I definitely wanted to say thank you to all of the donations, the volunteer help. Our Thanksgiving, community Thanksgiving dinner went off without a hitch. We served approximately 30 people on Thanksgiving Day. I also want to thank Mayor Kelly. She came out and helped serve the people. It was a great outpouring of people, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. Second, the holiday food drive this year. I think this is the best holiday food drive we've had. It started off a little bit slow, but we have so much food for the food bank. And I just want to thank all the residents, the businesses that have contributed. You know, sometimes we have a situation where people clean out their cupboards. This year, I'm telling you, it looks like most of the donations, people went shopping, they purchased things. ShopRite had like this holiday gift, Thanksgiving bag. We got several of those, so I'm just amazed at how the outpouring that we got this year. It's been great. I know that there's over 1,000 cans for the food bank. So from the seniors of Newtonville, Would like to say thank you to everybody that has contributed to the food bank this holiday season. It's been amazing, and it didn't stop because today we got a boatload, about 500 cans just today. So, thank you. And to close out, I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday. I'm looking forward to a new year, working with the new administration as well as working with all the departments. So, from the Martin Luther King Center, happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you, Quentin. I know you did a very good job. I think you were up the night before doing all the cooking and preparing, and that it was really something. You had some help this year. And the attendance was less because it's never predictable, even though people
No.
say they come and they don't show up. But at least it helped the people. They were able to have leftovers because there was leftovers, and a lot of those people were appreciative of that.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So thank you for all your efforts on that project.
The Director of our Public Works Department, Brian Johnson.
Good evening, Mayor, Township Committee, residents and the public. Department Public Works report for the month of December. December 7th, Public Works hosts a monthly resident drop-off. We once again had a decent turnout because of nice weather from residents, dropped off brush, oil, and e-waste materials. Being steady and keeping up on all the dirt roads being repaired and graded. We had a little slow time there because of all the rain, but we were able to get caught back up on a lot of roads getting graded. I said because of the weather, sometimes it does slow us down trying to stay up on that stuff. Roadside trash, tree, brush cutting has been done throughout the township. We're able to cut down a few more hazardous trees before they come down during storms. All yard waste and brush has been picked up or chipped. Potholes been filled and repaired throughout the township. We've been getting a lot of calls from residents. We thank the residents for helping us out in Public Works, giving us a heads up on a lot of the potholes so we can get a jump start on them and try to keep them filled as fast as we can. We do our best doing our road inspections and try to stay on top of it, but sometimes they do get away from us, so we appreciate the residents that call and help us out. Large and small projects, repairs, upgrades made the Town Hall, MLK Center, and other township-owned buildings. Several of our fleet maintenance and vehicles has been repaired. Continuous maintenance, servicing all equipment has been done. And our fall leaf collection, round 2, is almost complete. I apologize for us being off schedule. We had a major breakdown with the leaf vac machine, so that had halted us to finish our second full round with the collection. We're waiting for parts. If the parts aren't in rather quickly, by the end, right after Christmas here, by the end of this week, we're gonna resort to, as Gene and I call it, old school, going back to using the loader and filling up the dump trucks to help all the residents out and get the leaves up any way we can. So, that concludes my report. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Well, I know the leaf job was a big job this year. It was,
Yes.
all the leaves fell, they didn't wait till spring. They were all down at once, so I know that was quite a job. And I think you did an excellent job. Now, the equipment breakdown, is this because of things left that affected the equipment, that we have to remind people to check their leave?
Yeah,
they
unfortunately,
leave?
this time, we were caught with a brick that had went through the machine and damaged some of our stuff. We do our best. We have 3 guys on the machine. We usually have 2 or 3 walkers. We check the piles the best we can, pull out sticks or anything. We pull toys, all kinds of stuff out of the leaf vac machine that just end up in these leaf piles. I mean, we do our best to inspect the piles, before we,
Yes, I see you raking it,
Right.
checking it, but
sometimes
Still.
things like that get away from us. And unfortunately, when Carlo did get it apart, there was signs of some brick in there that didn't do it any justice through the machine. So that's that's what tore it up.
Yeah, you're very,
Some of
very,
that surface.
and you can't, when you're raking these, I worked for many a year in Public Works, and the last 7 I was director, and this tears up the equipment. It costs the town a lot of money, and I just, for the life of me, I don't know why people keep doing this, okay? I don't know why, and like you said, you gotta go old school. You get on it, you get your front end loader, you get your dump truck. We used to have a trash truck in Pleasantville, and you go old school. It's slower, but you gotta get it done. All because people keep doing the same thing. It costs a lot of money to fix this equipment, a lot, okay? And I just wish people would quit doing this. That's all I gotta say.
Brian, is there any
Yes.
leaf collection left in Collins Lakes?
Yes, we have 3 streets left, and basically what we're gonna do, because of us being behind schedule and things getting a little out of control, we're gonna do one more courtesy sweep through there while we're there, just as a courtesy to the residents
Okay.
that are there.
Does the
Thank you.
county have any machines that we could borrow or anything in this with the leaf back, Atlantic County?
They don't use their equipment. They have the scavenger, which is all-purpose. It cleans the catch basins and everything, but I don't believe they will lend that piece of equipment out because it costs a lot of money also. That's $300,000 or $400,000 piece of equipment, and I doubt it. We can try, but.
Yeah, because usually in the past, they would lend us, their person would run it.
Yeah,
We
right.
would, so I don't know,
If
it's
not,
just a
then
thought.
let me know, and I'll call the county administrator and see what we can do.
Okay, David, it may be good as a backup if
Yeah,
we
sure.
have to.
I'll
Sure.
call in tomorrow anyhow, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great, thanks.
Our township engineers report, Dave Scheidek.
Thank you. We did a report for the month of December. I'd like to touch on just a couple of items on that report. Paragraph 1 with street openings. We recommend approval for a street opening number 19 of 2019. This is for a gas main replacement on 8th Street. It goes all the way from 6th Road to Jackson. That's over 3,100 feet of gas main replacement going on in that Newtonville section. It's also gonna do Gladstone. So, this in combination with the previous street opening permit that did all of 5th Road and Douglas Road, shows the gas company's really making some strides in Newtonville and replacing those mains so we don't have the leaking gas lines that cause our street to be torn up. So I'm encouraged by that. Big project. Item number 7, Public Works Building. The USDA has approved the revised plans and specifications. The architect has completed all of the other information as required. We're scheduled to receive bids on January 22nd. Item number 10 on my report, 2020 NJDOT Municipal Aid Grant. The township received a grant in the amount of $305,000 for Chestnut Avenue Phase 2. Our survey crews have been out there gathering existing conditions. We'll be in a position to put Chestnut Avenue Phase 2 and Chestnut Avenue Phase 1 out together as one large project in the spring, and hopefully get the vast majority of that road done. Also good news.
Very good news.
And lastly, paragraph 12, Public Works equipment. We've been working with Public Works and several people that provide equipment on a new dump truck. We're ready to go out to bid with that if you pass a resolution later on tonight. In anticipation of that, we did put together the bid specs, and we've tentatively scheduled for the bids to be received on January 9th, if Township Committee approves proceeding with that. That's all I have on my report as far as new items.
Anybody have questions for Dave? None? Okay, thanks, Dave.
Before I move into the mayor's report, Assemblyman Armato is in the audience tonight. The Assemblyman, along with David Turner and myself, we attended a roundtable meeting with Reverend Mallory this past Saturday morning, and John brought up a couple of very important things, and I'm going to ask him to come up to the microphone and give us the same updates that he gave us Saturday morning, because I think they're important.
Congratulations, Assemblyman, on your reelection. We're happy to have you.
The governor's update on the dreadlocks.
Good evening, everyone, and Township Committee. Thank you for having me. The governor just passed a bill and signed it that pertaining to last year's event at the wrestling match with the individual with the dreadlocks. Now there's a new law out that you cannot be held with that because of your hairstyle, which was a very good. And the governor also, I'm assuming everybody knows that today, every state building, their flag went to half-mast in honor of our mayor, Chuck Schirillo, statewide. So that was very nice of the governor to do that. Just updates, I plan on doing a lot of things like this year that we've done last year, and like the old saying goes, the home run you hit yesterday doesn't count in today's game. So everything's up fresh. We're looking at a lot of different things. Apparently in Atlantic County and in the state, senior fraud is becoming unbearable now. We have to take steps on doing that. Those are the things that I'm looking to look at. Our veterans, of course, with over 2,000 that are homeless in the state of New Jersey, that has to be addressed, and the ever-present opiate addiction. So we're working all these things. And if I can just give you a little bit from this, when we lost a true statesman in Buena Vista Township, our mayor, love him or hate him, he done a heck of a lot for this township in the last 27 years. I'm actually going to miss him. I bounced a lot of things off him for his knowledge, and I think that as time goes on, we're going to understand as a township how much this one man did for us. And I'm looking forward to the township committee to step up, which they will. I have 100% satisfaction that they do this. But if you never interact with him, and a real quick story, when I was running for township committee, we would put out lawn signs. So Chuck would drive, signs would be in the trunk, and I'd be in the passenger side. So used to go out, and you could hear the laughter because they know what we're going to say. He knew every corner, he knew every street. You would put the sign out, would run back and in the car, and he said, "Now, take the left one about 2 inches to the right." And that's what he meant. So you had to get back out of the car, and he was so precise in all this stuff. And I think that he cared about everybody. I know he cared about me, and I will definitely, truly miss him. Have a great holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for those kind words.
Hey, John, some of the best times I had with Chuck was on the campaign trail and the signs. Same way, and I know John Williams will agree with me. And Merry Christmas to you and yours, John. Thank you for coming. Item 6, Mayor Kelly, you have the floor.
Okay. Yeah, just for the public, regarding the celebration of Mayor Chuck, which we had on December 14th. There was a nice program. Reverend Mallory coordinated everything. The governor of New Jersey came down and said some words, very moving. Our Assemblyman John Armato, Mr. Ralph Hunter, and myself, and people from all over the state came, and it was bipartisan representation. We even had mayors as far as Sussex County come down because Chuck had worked with all of them through the League of Municipalities, through his speaking engagements on behalf of the league. That year he was the president. And he was a wealth of information. He was involved for, over 30 years. And he learned a lot, and he networked well. Even the Department of Environmental Commission reached out because of their workings with Chuck. He had worked with almost every state agency. Everyone knew him. And he was a wealth of knowledge. We definitely are going to miss him. But Buena Vista Township and the residents here were his #1 priority. And anything that he did, any state agency, any legislation, he wanted to make sure that it would affect us in the best way possible. Even, and I brought this up at the meeting, one of the first projects that he did statewide was we were going to be assessed for the state police. And that would have been astronomical to our budget because we do not have to pay for police. And any population under 10,000 does not, and that was what the rules were, but they were starting to assess. And he took that on bipartisan. I think that was started during Governor Corzine's administration, and he received a lot of pressure from the state and saying, why are you fighting this? And he said, well, it's not right, and took it all the way to the court of state mandate, state pay. There's a court that was set up, and we won that case, and I don't think they'll ever be able to do it again, hopefully, even though they did try another time, but it didn't work. So that's just one of the few things. He did so many things, and I just wanted to recognize him and mention to all our residents how he was looked at highly statewide and bipartisan, and that was Chuck. So that's my report about the mayor. Some other announcements. They are going to have a love and support for baby Darren at Villa Fazzalardi's. This is for someone with lots of medical bills. It's a $20 donation, and if anyone's interested, we have a flyer out there. I also am referring them to the Catastrophic Illness Fund, who can also be helpful. And it's Sunday, January 19th, from 3 to 7. So if anyone is going, that is a nice benefit. Also, our open house, our 35th annual open house, Patcon Valley Model Railroad, is done for December, but will be there January 4th and 5th, 11th and 12th, 18th and 19th, and 10 to 4 p.m. It's open daily for the public, and it's something to see if you haven't seen it yet. Also, 2 other meetings that I attended, Atlantic County League of Municipalities Executive Meeting. They also discussed Chuck and reached out, and they are going to be sending something to the family. Also, I attended the mayor's meeting, and they had a resolution for Chuck, and they will be coming in January to present it on his behalf and all the work he did for Atlantic County League and the Mayor's Association of Atlantic County. And let's see, I think they're all the announcements, and that's all the report I have at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Kelly. Item 7, ordinances for introduction, first reading. There being none, I'll move to item 8. Ordinances for public hearing, second reading. There being none, I'll move to item 9. Public comment on current agenda items only. In order for the committee to conduct the business of the township in the most productive manner possible, meeting attendees will be given 2 minutes, all inclusive, to comment on any agenda item or items without comment or question from the committee, but only on items specified on the agenda listed for the current meeting. Please step up to the microphone at the appropriate time, state your name and address for the record. Item 10, resolutions 227-19, authorize payment of bills in the amount of $1,234,688.64. Of that expenditure, the school tax added up to $871,956.24, making the municipal expenditure $362,732.40. Item 11, consent agenda. Consent agenda includes items of business which are not controversial and do not require individual discussion. A motion approving the consent agenda is moved, seconded, and voted upon as one item by the Township Committee. If any discussion is requested on a consent agenda item, it is removed from the consent agenda to the regular agenda. Resolutions 228-19, authorizing the issuance of street opening permits to South Jersey Gas. 229-19, authorize issuance of limo driver and owner license to Carmen Wayman Charles. 230-19, authorize township clerk to issue annual operating licenses. 223-19, authorize mayor to execute employment contract with Brian Johnson. 232-19, accept proposal from Schaefer Nasser Scheidek for Chestnut Avenue Phase 2. 233-19, consenting to the proposed Atlantic County Water Quality Management Plan Amendment. 234-19, authorize Schaefer Nasser Scheidek to proceed with bid specifications for a 2019 or newer Peterbilt dump truck. 235-19, authorize acceptance of vehicles and equipment from Collings Lake's Fire Commissioners and transferring same to Buena Vista Emergency Medical Services. 236-19, authorizing transfer of budget appropriations. And at this time, I'll defer back to Mayor Kelly.
Okay, could I have a motion to open to the public?
Motion to
moved.
open to the public.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, this time, it's open to the public on the agenda items and agenda items only.
Julie Akers, Newtonville. A question about resolution number 233, 2019. Just a little bit more information on that for the Water Quality Management Plan Amendment. I mean, I know that Buena Borough has gotten an increased capacity. Is that entirely what this is, or does it include the locations that would be, the sewer service area would be expanded to include those locations that it is destined for in Buena Vista?
Mayor, can I speak to that?
Sure.
Yeah, first, I apologize, I did miss it on the back of the agenda for the further description. Committee told me tonight, so I apologize if the description wasn't on the back, but I will defer to our township engineer for.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry,
I'll sit down.
but you're good.
The DEP is in the final stages of approval for a site-specific amendment to the Water Quality Management Plan, and this is only for the treatment plant. The treatment plant as was built and approved by the Pinelands, the treatment plant that was built in accordance with Pinelands regulations can handle 1.5 million gallons per day. Currently, they're only allowed to operate at 400,000 gallons per day. This amendment to the Water Quality Management Plan will allow the Buena Borough MUA treatment plant to go to 600,000 gallons per day, roughly half of its capacity, but an increase of 200,000 gallons per day. So that's the agenda that's before you, to consent to that. If for some reason we didn't want to do that, that needs to go on record with the DEP. But I see no reason why we wouldn't want to allow the BBMUA, or we would speak against the BBMUA increasing their capacity. It's fully designed for that. Also, there is some benefit to Buena Vista Township. There was a Pinelands Memorandum of Agreement that was between Pinelands, Buena Borough, and the township, in which we gave 232 acres to be deed restricted for the plant expansion. As part of that memorandum of agreement, Buena Vista Township is guaranteed additional flows totaling 1/3 of the capacity above the currently permitted 400,000 gallons per day. So what that'll do, that'll allow the township to have an allocation of an additional 66,000 gallons per day of flow from Buena Vista Township going to the BBMUA treatment plant. That's part of the agreement, and it's definitely could be used in our township for existing sanitary sewer service areas. This does not change any of the boundaries on that water quality management plan. But areas such as the B1 zone, some other areas along Route 40, potentially could be sewered, because now we have the right to 66,000 gallons per day of sewage flows from the MUA. There is a sunset on that provision of 10 years. So if we don't use it or let it be allocated within 10 years, there's a possibility that could go away.
When would the 10 years be, do we know offhand?
From the date of the improvement of the water quality management plan, which would I imagine be a few months from now.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. Okay, anyone else from the public? All right, motion to close then?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now a motion to adopt Resolution 227-19 to pay the bills.
Motion to pay the bills?
Second,
Roll call?
Martinelli,
Yes.
Turner,
yes,
Williams,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes. Okay, the next motion is to adopt the consent agenda, Resolutions 228 to 236.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Martinelli,
Yes.
Turner,
yes,
Williams,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes. Okay, next, Lisa, you want to give your report?
Thank you, Mayor. First and foremost, I just want to wish everybody a very happy holiday, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year for all the holidays that are celebrated during this time. I know everybody touched on the passing of Mayor Chuck Schirillo. It definitely has hit a lot of employees, a lot of staff, and the residents in different ways. For myself, that is definitely a deep loss for Buena Vista Township. He was a mentor, he was a teacher. He was a very good person just to pick up the phone and say, hey, I have this going on, what do you think? That's definitely gonna be missed. But this township committee that is here is before today, and anybody else that joins in the future, I definitely know will be able to take the book that he started to write for Buena Vista Township and definitely finish the chapters that he had planned, as well as advance them. Excited to be part of that, excited to be part of this team. I know it's gonna be different, but again, it's also, I think, going to be exciting and new. I don't want any of that to be remiss from the sadness or from what will actually be missing in Buena Vista, because they are big shoes to fill, and that was only one person, and I think it's gonna take an entire team to be able to fill those shoes. So I'm excited to be part of that team, and I'm excited for the new year. So I just wanted to thank again Mayor and Township Committee, staff, employees, professionals for their support, and we will take it from here.
Very nice, thanks, Lisa. That reminded me when Chuck used to work for the Expressway, and after he left, they had to hire at least 2 or 3 people to do the job he was doing then. So, okay, any committee reports? Who would like to go next?
okay. I don't have really
Okay,
a whole lot
Dave,
there.
go ahead.
I'm just happy to be back after my knee surgery. It went very well. I'm walking and driving and back to my old self, my wife says, so, I'm very thankful. Mayor Schirillo, me and him used to talk a whole lot, okay? I came from another town, I worked for a county in municipal government. And he was well-versed, he knew a lot of people. And, whether you liked him or not, the man was well-versed, okay? I didn't come on this committee, not knowing anything. Like I said, I was in unions, I was county government, municipal government, and the man was well-versed. He knew a lot of people. He got a lot done for this township from the people you know, and that's the way politics is. Good, bad, and different. You're not gonna sit on a municipal level or state level or county level and think you're gonna do it by yourself. It is not going to happen. You gotta pick up the phone and talk to certain people and get things done, okay? Whether you like the man or not, he knew what he was doing. He was, dedicated to this township. I used to talk to him late at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. And we discussed a lot of things I've learned from him. And some things I told him, and, I'm gonna miss the man, okay? We didn't agree on everything, no. I don't want nobody agreeing with me and vice versa, okay? But 99.9, we agreed enough to get things done, and that's the way it should be. I'm gonna miss Chuck Schirillo, and everything, and, like you say, this township, it is not gonna be a loss, but he, built I guess, a playbook where you can go in and just move forward there, because he did a lot for this township. And that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you, David, and we're glad to have you back, and we're so happy everything went well with your knee surgery. John Williams?
Yes, I'd just like to say, after we had the tree lighting on December 6th, and that was the day after Chuck passed, and it was very difficult for everybody to conduct that event, but we did that in honor of him, and it was an outstanding year for the tree lighting, and everything went well, and it was really a tremendous outpouring of all the donations for the prizes and the gifts. And I particularly wanted to thank Lisa and the special events team. They did a really great job with that. Also, there was two, I also wanted to mention the Baby Darien fundraiser, because that's going to be at Villa Fazzolari's on Sunday, January 19th, and it's a $20 donation per person. And if anybody wants any tickets, it's 856-364-2758. And little Darien is, he was not expected to live past 6 months, and he's approximately a year and a half now, but he's going through some severe medical conditions, and if anybody can attend this event, it would be really appreciated by the family. And it's Tara Collins and her father is Scott Collins and Eileen Collins, and they would be really appreciated if anybody could attend this event. It's really a worthwhile event. Also, last night I was involved with a missing persons case. It was a friend of ours from church, Terry Slater. He's 70 years old and he had dementia. He was missing for 12 hours from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. and he has dementia, and he didn't have any ID on him or anything. And I just wanted to thank the Vineland Police, because they found him up by Landis Avenue about 1 a.m. Yesterday, and he was they took him to the hospital in Spira, and he had some injuries, but he was able to be recovered, which was really worrisome for his wife and the rest of his family. I was trying to help in that effort, so that was just something that happened. I wanted to thank the state police too. They assisted my stop on the way home when I was looking for him too, and they said they were going to check at his house. And also, I wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and that's all I have, Teresa.
Thank you, and we appreciate you helping a neighbor like that, driving around to try to find them. So we know that's not easy. Also, I just wanted to add, we did have a beautiful service here with all the children. Each one was able to pick a toy, and all the donations we received. It was one of the best years. I think we had over 150 children receive a toy, and their hearts were happy for sure. And I wanted to I wanted to say thanks to all of our fire companies in the township. They all participated and to help bring Santa to us, and they are a big help, and we definitely appreciate everything they do. So next, we'll go for public comment, our last public comment. Steve?
That's okay. Item 14, public comment. The committee welcomes participation of interested organizations and individuals during regular caucus, workshop, and special meetings. However, in order to conduct the business of the township in the most productive manner possible, attendees will be given 4 minutes, all inclusive, including all dialogue, questions, and responses from both the speaker and the committee for the designated public portion of the meeting. There may be no transference of a speaker's time to other attendees. Please stand up to the microphone at the appropriate time. State your name and address for the record.
Morgan Crocus, Milmay section, Milmay. Teresa, I just want to wish you the best luck in taking over a tremendous role that our previous mayors left. And I know everybody up there can call him a friend, and he will be greatly missed. And he was the first person that I had ever met in my life that was that created almost a brand name for a politician, and that was you, Teresa, you and Trillo Kelly. The bumper sticker was on my Aunt Josephine Mattio's 1997 Oldsmobile, and
Oh, wow.
I always wondered what the heck that meant, the Trillo Kelly, but, and Chuck was just a really good friend, and he will be greatly missed, and we'll love him forever. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else from the public? Okay. Oh. Yeah.
Not gonna come, but I just wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. I wanted to thank Brian and the Public Works crew for, we live on a dirt road. They did miracles with our dirt road, even with all that rain, so I wanted to say that. I also wanted to thank Lisa, the event here for the kids was really nice on the 6th, and it was very crowded. I was in the back of the hall, so I didn't hear all the things that you were saying, but I do know that everyone up there was participating. So I think it was a super, really nice event, and a few times I've been with my grandson, I know that the ladies in the office were really working hard, so they were the ones I saw really putting it together. So it was a nice, it was a very nice event. I haven't done too many of those because I haven't had little kids, but, so I wanted to thank you for that and wish everybody a very good, healthy, happy, prosperous, new year.
Thank you, Julie.
I just wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, whichever you desire. And everybody have a blessed New Year, and, move this country forward. And God bless the United States of America, the greatest country on earth.
Thank you. Everyone have a happy holiday and a safe one. I'll go for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks, everyone. Have a good night.